Ethereum has broken out of this symmetrical triangle trading pattern, and it looks like it's going to make a big continuation in a particular direction. Plus, Bitcoin is still stuck here in this downwards trending sideways trading range. I also have some crypto news to go through with you today, so make sure you stay tuned until the end of the video. Make sure to smash the like button, smash the subscribe button, and make sure to tap that notification bell to stay tuned up with all my latest YouTube videos. Before I get started with the video, make sure to check out my new trading masterclass that's over 7 hours of pure trading content where I teach you everything that I know to be a consistently profitable trader in the markets. I'll show you live strategies, I'll show you all the different trading tools so you'll become a long-term consistent trader. Ethereum currently on the 4-hourly time frame, as I spoke about in this last 1/3 of the symmetrical triangle, is where we expect the big breakout of this pattern to happen. When we actually slightly scroll out, we can see that the overall long-term trend on this particular time frame is pointing to the downside, since this orange exponential moving average is pointing to the downside, and that tells us which direction the overall market is currently trending on that particular time frame. This is super significant because a symmetrical triangle is a 50-50 pattern. We have around 50% chance of breaking to the upside and the same percentage chance of breaking to the downside. But since we have been in a downwards trend, it actually increases our probability of a downside breakout by about 5 to 10%. So we have around 50 to 60% chance of a continued downside breakout. And you can actually see what's happened on the current price point right now. Right here in this region, we actually broke to the downside. Now, what happens once we actually get a break in this region, and I'm always teaching it in my trading course, is we get a retest of this apex level. So you can see this apex level is where these two converging lines of the symmetrical line triangle actually meet, and that would be where we get a retest. Not only that, but actually nearly perfectly lines up with the exponential moving average. We get price to come back into this region, retest the exponential moving average, also get a retest of this apex region. That's where we then get the big move to the downside. This break to the downside here has basically just confirmed, especially breaking below some of these levels through here, has confirmed it's going to the downside. And once we get a retest in this area, that's a perfect level to actually set up for a downwards trade. So it'd be very easy to put a maximum of 3% risk on this particular trade. You could even set it and say put around a 2% risk and risk to the top of this symmetrical triangle. Then, as I'm always teaching, you go from the base of the entire symmetrical triangle, actually bring it to the apex point, which is where we get the breakout. You can see we actually scroll out, we nearly have a 2-to-1 trade. So we're risking 2% on the trade to nearly win 4%. So overall, a 2-to-1 risk to reward on a particular trade that has between 50 and 60% probability of occurring. If you plug that into your trader's equation, you'll quickly find that this is a long-term profitable trade. And if you were to take this exact trade over 100 times, you would actually find that in the long run, you would be a profitable trader, because you can find that even strategies that have a 50% win rate, if you just toss heads and tails up and down, you quickly find that you can easily have a string of 8 heads or 8 tails in a row, 8 wins or 8 losses in a row. And you need to be able to withstand those 8 wins or 8 losses in a row, because if you're risking too much on every single trade, then overall, all of a sudden, you do get those 8 losses in a row using this 50-50 strategy, and then all of a sudden, you don't have a trading account anymore. So risk management is extremely key, and I go over it in super depth in my trading masterclass, so make sure to check that out. When we look at Bitcoin on the daily time frame, you can see that we're currently in this downwards trending, basically sideways trending channel, where we're basically slightly down trending to the downside, but we are basically sideways, using this top end as a resistance, using this bottom end or as a support zone. So overall, right now we're currently in the midpoint, and as I'm always talking about, looking to buy in the bottom 25%, look to sell in the top 25%. If you remember from the video that I spoke about before, we were actually currently right at this point up in this level, and I was saying that this is actually a perfect level to look for some sales, because we're just actually exiting out of that top 25% area. Always the goal of trading is to sell high and to buy low. obviously. And since we are in this channel through here, we want to be looking to scalp rather be looking to then buy low and expect a massive continuation of the trend breakout. Since we look to the left, we see we're being held right now in this downwards trending channel. Then we need to expect, if we look to the left and see that's what's happening, we have to expect that that does have some type of probability into the future. One thing I did want to point out, and this is currently on the S&P 500, the American market, the last few days we've definitely been having a downtick in the market. Now, is this the beginning of the overall recession that will be coming in the market? We truly haven't had that proper recession that we need. We've just been printing money. We've had inflation through the teeth, and it's just truly unsustainable. So if we're looking from this top all the way to this current drop, it's only currently 3%, but you can already see continuous days, 4 days in a row. We really don't have many 4 days in a row of good trend bars, especially to the downside. So overall, there's a lot of people that are using that trend line type of trading strategy that are actually connecting these lines up here and actually connecting them through and saying, if we hold above this line through here, then we will continue to the upside. Even some people are actually making that line even tighter, bringing it through here, actually connecting it all the way up, and some of them would have been exiting out of their positions. You can actually see how we got this breakout to the downside. We then get this rejection, comes back. It's sort of like those support to resistance flips, exactly like I talk about. We have this support in this area. Once we get that breakout to the downside, it then acts as a resistance, and we then get continuation in that initial breakout direction. So overall, need to keep a very keen eye on the S&P 500 because we weren't able to get above these 2022 all-time highs. We're not very far away, but is this going to see that rollover to the downside that we are expecting overall in this recession market to come? Now into some crypto news. Bitcoin, the market is really boring right now, isn't it? I've said many times before and I'll say it again. A very big move is coming for Bitcoin, as I have personally always been saying. Look what happened the last few times the BBWP showed blue bars for several days in a row. Above trend line equals good. So we can basically see here that we have this oscillator and indicator in this bottom region of our chart. Overall, when we see it's actually bottoming and becoming this dark blue line, and see this line actually becoming dark blue, then shifts to sort of green area through here, when it's really becoming the bottom end, this is some perfect areas to be buying. Bottom end, perfect areas to be buying. Bottom end, perfect areas to be buying. Even in here, through this area, not quite as good, but right here, look at the region that we are in, right at the bottom of this blue region. The next thing that they do point out is this trend line trading strategy that I've been talking about, and I actually specifically went over the trend line trading strategy on a crazy amount of different cryptocurrencies, different altcoins. So make sure that you checked out that video if you really enjoy this trend line trading strategy. This is exactly the line that I've actually pointed out on the chart, and as I've been talking about, the overall exponential moving average is pointing to the upside. We've got this trend line trading strategy, which is a super simple but super profitable strategy in the market if you just consistently stick to the trading rules. Right now, we're coming to this point right here, and you can see consistently we've used it as support zone. Right now, if we are going to get a rollover to the downside, we will see a break below this trend line. We will see a close below this trend line, and then over the next coming weeks, we will see a continuation break to the downside. But what we all really want to see right here is the support like we've been having in this region here, and then we get that continued upside momentum. Make sure you smash the like button, smash the subscribe button, and tap the notification bell to continue watching these YouTube videos. Make sure you check out my trading masterclass that's currently 50% off in this video description. And if you'd like to continue watching YouTube for free, click on the video that's on your screen right now.